Hey guys, Brandon with Tufts Tree Service, Tool Rent also. I'm going to run down a machine with you real quick. Bandit 200 XP Wood Chipper. It is diesel. Just a couple of things real quick we're going to go over. We'll go over starting, we'll go over the mechanics in the back, and then we'll go over what's pretty important for you guys, any kind of clogs or fixes when you get a clog on it. So number one, we'll go through starting. Pretty simple. It's just a key, Murphy switch. You got a tachometer. Don't mess with the buttons. That's for the auto feed and such. So I'm going to start it up. It's going to get kind of loud. I'll shut it back down, and then I'll run through a couple of things with you guys. So we got a key. It's a diesel, so it does have glow plugs. A forward key. And it's not going to activate if you don't push in the Murphy switch. So that's going to start the oil pressure, or the oil running through. That Murphy switch reads the oil pressure on it. So we're gonna hold that in, and we're gonna start the machine. It's gonna read and level out at a low RPM for now. Oil pressure. As long as that oil pressure is good, it's gonna keep running. That's what the Murphy switch is for. I'm gonna cut the machine off. I'm gonna tell you guys how to activate the clutch, or engage the clutch rather. I'll turn it back on, and then we'll go through that in live. So here's a clutch handle. It's just like a car. You're gonna ease that clutch instead of hammering on this clutch. A lot of guys want to come in and they just want to flop it up. There's a belt in here that engages, and it doesn't give it time to engage. So down, disengaged. D for down, disengaged. D for disengaged. Up is engaged. Okay. Here's your throttle also. Up is higher throttle. You can read it on the RPM here also. We want to run at about 2,600 RPM, 2,700 RPM, give or take some. So now I'll start it. I'll show you how it actually activates, or engages rather. So I'm going to keep it at a low RPM, no gas yet. Just going ahead and ease this clutch in. If you listen, you can hear it. That's what I always do. I always listen for it. Good to go. Gas. Disengage. Pretty easy. Now you're hearing that disc in there still spinning. So that's the idea behind releasing and disengaging the clutch, engaging, disengaging it smoother, is because there's a big disc in here. It takes a few minutes for it to kick up to a good RPM. All right, so we'll come back here. Feed wheels, you've got a reverse, a forward, and a neutral motion, and this will control that. When you pull it back, you guys will probably figure it out pretty quick, but when you pull it back, you're gonna have an in feed. When you push it, you're gonna have a reverse feed. Middle, we don't use it a lot, but it is a neutral. You got to kind of feel it, pull it in a little bit. It's in between. So that's that. That's that. And then we'll come back over here, and where it gets a lot of guys is what happens when it clogs. Usually when it clogs, we're probably chipping something wet, working in the water or rain or whatever. So when it will clog at this area usually. This is where it first happens. So it'll clog up right here, and it'll backfill itself. So it clogs up here with some wet debris. It'll backfill about a foot. And now from here, you've just got wet mulch clogged up in the chute right here. And so what it does is as it's chipping, it keeps shooting more and more and more. That debris has nowhere to go. The debris will fall down into the disc wheel, eventually stopping the disc wheel from spinning. Usually at a high RPM, you can catch it and you're fine. What we want to do at that point is we come around here, stop the machine, disc stops turning, like it's still spinning, you can hear it. We want that disc to stop spinning. Usually I don't recommend, inexperienced people to open up machines, but when you get a clog on this machine, sometimes you have to. So disc stops spinning, it'll take a few minutes. We'll come over here. There's a bunch of safety devices here. You can't pull this open unless you disengage, but you can't disengage this until it stops spinning. You'll hear it kicking. Hear that noise. So this will lock into place. It'll lock that disc from spinning while this door is open. I'm just waiting on it to stop spinning real quick. You also have another security feature up here. It's a six pin. So as long as that's plugged in, the machine will run. So in order to open everything up, you've got to disengage that also. Now that shuts all the electric off from the machine. So now nobody can come behind and start that machine up. So again, we're just gonna push this down and pull out this. Make sure that it's stopped. Pull out that security pin. Security pin can stay in there. I'm gonna open up the door, make sure that this disc wheel has stopped. So we'll open it up, just take a look at it, see what's going on. It's on hinges, so you can open this and just lay the door down. When we check it, we just want to make sure that this is freely spinning. No big deal. Probably wear gloves while you're doing this. Again, I don't recommend inexperienced guys to open these up. If you've never ran one, I would just call the shop and have us walk you through it. So wheel is freely spinning. That debris will start to fall from here. You can put your hand in here and just pull out the debris. Sometimes it is a process depending on how long you let it run while it's clogged. If you catch it pretty quick, not a big deal. So I'm gonna put my hand in here. I'm gonna unclog this chute as best as I can right here. My hand's going up to right about here. So I'm gonna pull this debris down, pull it down. It falls in here. Make sure that the wheel's still spinning. Okay, wheel's spinning. I'm gonna go on ahead and shut the chute door, or the disc door rather. Push the lock pin down, lock that guy into place, lift it up, and I'm gonna plug back in all the electric so that this machine will turn on. Let's see. It only goes in one way, pretty simple, locks into place, can't come back out. So now the machine is unclogged. We're gonna step down, walk back around, turn the machine on again. I'm gonna turn on the machine, turned it on, did the Murphy switch. Now I'm gonna check. We're still at low RPMs, like 900 RPMs or so. I'm gonna go ahead and gauge it and see if it fixed itself or we fixed it. So I'm gonna slowly engage it. I'm listening to the machine. Sounds good. I'm gonna go on ahead and keep engaging it. Now we're good. And we're going ahead and throttle up. And we're good to go. A good rule of thumb, if you wanna know what's going on with this machine, just watch the chute. If there's debris coming out of the chute, even if you're not chipping, if there's debris coming out of the chute, it's running all the way through. So when we engage and disengage, I'm usually watching a chute right here. So debris should be flying out, just little bits, a little bit of dust or whatnot. So we try to grease it. We usually want to every day. So there's grease points, and you can see that they're labeled. So all the grease points, there is a grease gun in here that it comes with in the battery box. If the grease gun goes out, it's not a big deal. Just use the grease on the grease points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same on the other side. 5, 6. And that's all your grease points that you guys are going to do as the renter. The auto feed, we'll go over here real quick. So the machine has an auto feed. We usually, it has a couple of buttons that we can adjust some stuff, but it's on the tachometer. Please don't mess with it. So the auto feed, you can stick a branch in here that's in theory a little bit bigger than what it should be, and this machine is going to read that. It's going to tell the chipper to pick up the RPMs, stop feeding the log. So you may shove a log in here and see that log stop. So the machine's just stopping these feed wheels from spinning and waiting for the RPM to kick back up all the way, and then it'll continue feeding. So that's a huge plus. Auto feed will keep you from burning up a machine. It's just a huge plus, makes life a lot easier. Basically, you can stick a big log in and walk away from the machine. The machine will take care of the rest. So that's an awesome feature for me. So again, stick a log in. It's a little bit bigger in diameter, and the machine picks that up. It knows that this log is bogging down the RPMs a little bit, so it'll stop those feed rollers until the RPM kicks back up, and it'll start sucking that log back in. So
what is the maximum diameter?
You can get, we always say 12 inches. You know, like it depends on. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, so maximum diameter is going to be, we always say 12 inches. It is a 12-inch machine. So in theory, it's supposed to be able to take a 12-inch log. This does not have a hydraulic crush cylinder on it. So whatever you can push into there, basically it's going to take. The other chipper has a hydraulic crush cylinder on it, which sometimes is to the benefit of a larger log, but this machine, you can shove whatever you can get into those feed wheels, it will take. So yeah, it's a 12-inch chipper. In theory, it wants to take a 12-inch log. So this is a great residential machine. If you're putting in 6-inch diameter, 8-inch diameter, you're not gonna have any issues. It's just the process is gonna be fast. It's gonna continuously move. So yeah. And any other issues or anything that you may have questions about, I would just reach out to us. You know, we're always available. So, but yeah, that is Bandit 200 XP. It is a diesel machine. Make sure to put diesel in it, not gas. Hence the green cap. This is a foldable tray. So when we're done using it, going down the road, going ahead and lock it in place. Pretty simple. Most chippers have them. Okay, and Pintle Hitch. Pretty self-explanatory. Pintle Hitch. You don't have to have one installed on your truck. We've got some adapters here for that. Just the 1-ton jack. You got the 7-way pin. So yeah, I mean, you guys are good to go. Rent it, chip, make money. That's about it. So hope you guys enjoyed it.